Shalom. All praises to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shah. This is Teller Nicholas with the Noble House of St. Nicholas, Vintage Saints of Israel, and House of Jacob. Today, I want to get into the Hebrew Israelite Scott family. All the Negroes with the surname Scott from the Americas, Caribbean islands, Europe, and all those scattered abroad with the surname Scott. All right? Before we was here in the Americas and the Caribbean islands, we was royalty in Europe. You guys was royalty in England, Scotland, and Ireland, all right? Before you guys, we did not get caught in slavery in Africa. We got caught in slavery in Europe, as royalty, all right? The Negroes ruled the Dark Ages from 500 AD to 1500 AD, all right? And then from 1500 AD to the late 1600s to Tudor era, we wound up falling into captivity, all right? And the Caucasian Edomite wildmen that stole your name, when we was creating the names during the Dark Age, they was in the outskirts of Europe as wildmen, like it's presented in my green screen. All right. So, and you can look up that information by looking into wild men and Moors, and it'll briefly touch up on that. All right. So now before I get into it, I want to get into some scripture. I want to go to Lamentations chapter 3, verse 23 to 26. And it read, "They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, saith my soul. Therefore I will hope in him. The Lord is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him. It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashima Mashiach Yahweh Shah." All right. So now I'm going to get into the Hebrew Israelite Scott family. Before you guys was slaves here in America and Caribbean islands, you guys was literally royalty in Europe, in England, Scotland, and Ireland. And that was the three kingdoms where our last black king ruled, King Charles and the Stuarts. All right. So now I'm going to get into it. In the annals of the Scottish history, few names go farther back than Scott, whose ancestors go back to the people of Bornician, and the Bornician tribe was a collection of Picts, Angles, and Scots, all mingled together, all right? The first family to use the name Scott lived in Rothburg, now part of the region of Borders, Scotland. The surname Scott is of local origins, as it denotes one who came from Scotland, as in the Scot. The double T in Scott is now universal, so it don't matter how you spell the name Scott. If it sound like Scott, it's Scott, and you guys are all one family, all right? Other records claim the name was from someone in England who came to be from Scotland, predating surnames. The name may have been used for a Gaelic speaker within Scotland who arrived with the Gaelic, the Dalradians, from Ireland in around 500 AD. All right. And the Dalradians were Hebrews. All right. Early origins of the Scott family. The surname Scott was first found in Roxburghshire, where a family seat was held on the lands of Ballindon at the head of Irewater in that county. They descend from Uhtredus Scott, who held the lands before 1107. So the Scott family will want to look up Uhtredus Scott. And if y'all all look up to him, y'all will all realize that y'all all come from that one man. If that's the case. He is on record as a witness to the foundation charter of Selkirk in 1120. Another early record of Hericus Lee Scott, who witnessed the charter by David Earl of Strathern around 1195. And around these times, this is the Dark Ages. The Caucasian wild man that stole your surname was in the outskirts of Europe as a wild man. And the pictures in my green screen. This is real art, all right? By 1200, this great clan controlled the borderlands of the middle marches of west to Voltdale, Easwelldale, Lidsdale, Buckaluch and Walwerel. Excuse me for butchering his name, Salakia. Alright? So the Scott family, you have your history documented and paused in history for a reason, you know? And it's to go back and seek out who these people are. Because I'm telling you, there's gold in our surnames. It'll link all of us up. And y'all over 100,000 strong in the Americas alone, not including Europe and in the Caribbean islands. So it's about time that we gather ourselves untogether unto the Amashiach Yahawashah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and keep the commandments so we could get our blessing. We have a blessing that's right around the corner, but you gotta seek, and you have to keep the commandments and seek knowledge, all right? This is Teller Nicholas with the Noble House of St. Nicholas, Vintage Saints of Israel, and House of Jacob. I'm signing off. Shalom.